Creating a company is almost like having a child. So it's sort of like, how do you say your child should not have food?
So once you have the company, you have to feed it and nurse it, and take care of it, even if it ruins you.
Yeah.
I think when I was, 5 or 6 or something, I thought I was insane. Because it was clear that other people did not. Their mind wasn't exploding with ideas. I don't think you'd necessarily want to be me. It's very hard to turn it off. It's like a never-ending explosion all the time.
Well, I mean, Tesla really faced a severe threat of death due to the Model 3 production ramp. Essentially, the company was bleeding money like crazy, and just if we didn't solve these problems in a very short period of time, we would die. And it was extremely difficult to solve them.
How close to death did you come?
Within single-digit weeks.
22 hours a day, or like what? How many hours?
I was working, so 7 days a week, sleeping in the factory. I worked everywhere from I worked in the paint shop, general assembly, body shop.
You ever worry about yourself imploding? Like it's just too much?
Absolutely. No one should put this many hours into work. This is not good. People should not work this hard. They should not do this. It's very painful.
Painful in what sense?
It hurts my brain and my heart.
When I first met you 10 years ago, this company was how many people?
We had about 500 people.
And now?
We're almost 50,000 people. So we're about 100 times larger than when we first did the interview in 2008.
You know, I asked you back then if you were going to succeed, and you kind of looked at me as if to say, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought at the time, I thought most likely we would fail.
You did?
Yeah.
What about now?
Now I think we will most likely succeed.
The initial thought was, with PayPal, was to create an agglomeration of financial services. So to have one place where all your financial services needs would be seamlessly integrated and work smoothly. And then we had like a little feature which was to do email payments. And whenever we'd show the system off to someone, we'd show the hard part, which was the agglomeration of financial services, which was quite difficult to put together. Nobody was interested. Then we'd show people email payments, which was actually quite easy, and everybody was interested. This is, I think it's important to take feedback from your environment. You want to be as closed loop as possible. So we focused on email payments and really try to make that work, and that's what really got things to take off. But if we hadn't responded to what people said, then we probably would not have been successful. So it's important to look for things like that and focus on them when you see them, and correct your prior assumptions. When my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hot up we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she'd have to sleep in the office. So work hard, like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say, particularly if you're starting a company. And if you do simple math, you say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company. Trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. What tends to happen is it's sort of quite exciting for the first several months of starting a company, and then reality sets in. Things don't go as well as planned. Customers aren't signing up. The technology or the product isn't working as well as you thought. And then that can sometimes be compounded by a recession, and it can be very, very painful for several years. So I think, frankly, starting a company, I would advise people to have a high pain tolerance. When starting SpaceX, I thought the odds of success were less than 10%. And I just accepted that actually probably I would just lose everything. but that maybe would make some progress. If we could just move the ball forward, even if we died, maybe some other company could pick up the baton and keep moving it forward, so that would still do some good. Yeah, same with Tesla. I thought the odds of a car company succeeding were extremely low.
The odds of me coming into the rocket business, not knowing anything about rockets, not having ever built anything, I mean, I would have to be insane if I thought the odds were in my favor.
Why even begin?
When something is important enough, you do it even though the odds are not in your favor.
How much of your personal fortune have you poured into this?
$100 million.
$100 million into something that you did not believe would work at the beginning.
Yeah.
When we started SpaceX and Tesla, I mean, I really thought the probability of success was very low. I mean, it wasn't like I think, oh, we'll definitely be successful. I thought we'd be like maybe 10% likely.
Well,
yeah. And like, we came very close to both companies not succeeding in 2008. You know, we'd had 3 failures of the SpaceX rocket, so we were 0 for 3. We had the crazy financial recession, like the Great Recession. The Tesla financing round had fallen apart because it's pretty hard to raise money for a startup car company if GM and Chrysler were going bankrupt.
We were running on fumes at that point. We had virtually no money.
So a fourth failure,
A fourth failure would have been absolutely game over.
done.
Done.
SpaceX, bankrupt.
Yeah, it's bad enough to have 3 strikes. Having 4 strikes, it's kaput. I remember waking up the Sunday before Christmas in 2008 and thinking to myself, man, I never thought I was someone who could ever be capable of a nervous breakdown. But I felt this is the closest I've ever come. Because it seemed pretty dark.
I didn't really think Tesla would be successful. I thought we would most likely fail. But I thought that we at least could address the false perception that people had that an electric car had to be ugly and slow and boring like a golf cart.
But you say you didn't expect the company to be successful, then why try?
If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure.
Pedal to the metal here. Like, I mean, each month that passes is literally costs us tens of millions of dollars. I mean, we need to appreciate that.
There should be minor consequences for trying and failing. There should be minor. With significant rewards for trying and succeeding. Minor consequences for trying and not succeeding. Major negative consequences for not trying.
Okay.
So if you have that incentive structure, you will get innovation like you can't believe.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.